Hello students, welcome back to Science Digital class. Hope you all doing good. Students, can you observe these pictures and tell me what these pictures are representing? Yes, right. It's air, water, land, forest, sun, petroleum and coal. All these are the natural substances or natural resources. And today we are starting the lesson properties of natural resources. Under this, we will study first properties of air. We all know air is a mixture of gases like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and inert gases like argon, neon, krypton, xenon, etc. These gases cannot be separated naturally from this mixture. Hence, air is called a homogeneous mixture. Uses of these gases you already studied in previous class like carbon dioxide used for photosynthesis and in fire extinguishers, while nitrogen helps in protein synthesis and so on. Air is present all around us. We cannot see it, but we can feel it. For example, inhaling through nose. Next is when we blow on our hand through our lips. And another example is the air coming from fan. So let's study the properties of air. For this, we can perform one experiment. Take two balloons and one stick and rubber. Tie two balloons of the same size at the two ends of the stick. Keep the stick horizontal. Remove one balloon, inflate it and tie it again at its original place. And observe. You can observe that the stick goes down on the side of the inflated balloon. This means that air has weight. This is the first property of air. It has mass and weight. Students, please underline this in your textbook page number 16. Now, for next property, take an injection syringe without the needle. Pull its piston and observe. The piston can be pulled out easily. Now, close the inlet hole of the syringe tightly with your thumb and observe. The molecules of the gases in the air are in constant motion. When these molecules strike a body, they create pressure on that body. This is the pressure of air that we call atmospheric pressure. Please underline this on page number 16. Atmospheric pressure is same in all directions. A little fun. Place a piece of cardboard on the mouth of glass filled completely with water. Holding the cardboard firmly in place with one hand, invert the glass quickly. Take your hand away from the cardboard. What do you see? The force caused by the atmospheric pressure acts on the surface of the cardboard is greater than the weight of the water in the glass. Hence, the water will not fall down. Under ordinary conditions, atmospheric pressure at sea level is about 1,01,400 newtons per square meter. It can be measured with the help of a barometer. You can see the picture of barometer here. As we go higher above sea level, atmospheric pressure decreases. In 1726, the Swedish scientist Daniel Bernoulli put forth the important principle that the pressure of air decreases when its velocity increases, while the pressure of air increases when its velocity decreases. Underline page number 17. If a body is moving through air, the air pressure decreases perpendicular to the direction of the motion, and then the air in its surroundings flows rapidly from higher pressure to the lower pressure. For example, lifting of the aircraft into the atmosphere. Students, take some water in a plastic cup and hold a straw upright in it. Hold a small piece of another straw near the upper end of the first straw and perpendicular to that straw, as shown in textbook figure 3.3. Blow hard through the small piece of straw. You will see a fountain of water. You can see it in the picture also. Why did this happen? On blowing through the straw, the air at its open end is pushed away and hence the pressure of the air at the opening goes down. As the pressure of the air near the upper end of the erect straw becomes less than atmospheric pressure, the water in the cup is pushed from where the pressure is higher to where it is lower, that is in the upward direction, and the water comes out in the form of fountain. The more forcefully you blow, the higher will be the fountain. When there exists a difference in the air pressure at two different places, the air starts flowing from the place of higher pressure to the place of lower pressure. At such times, we feel a breeze or a wind blowing. Thus, winds are an effect of the difference in air pressure. Please underline this on page number 18. In next activity, take ice cubes in glass up to 3/4 of its height and observe. You will find that small droplets appear on glass. Due to the ice cubes in the glass, the air surrounding the glass cools down. As the water vapor in this air cools down, it condenses and gets transformed into water. It is this water that collects on the outer surface of the glass. Condensation is one more property of air. Next is humidity of the air. The level of humidity depends upon the following factors. Place. Humidity is different at different places. Second one is time of the day. The humidity levels also changes from the time to time during the period of a single day. Next is the level of humidity of the air is determined by its capacity to hold water vapor. When the temperature is low, for example, during the night or at dawn, its capacity to hold the vapor is reduced. In such condition, the excess vapor is transformed into water droplets. These droplets are called dew. Temperature and season are also the factors which affects the humidity. Air is mixture of very fine particles of some gases, dust, smoke and moisture. When rays of light fall on these minute particles, the particles spread light in all the directions. This natural phenomenon is called scattering of light. Underline this also. Next is temperature control. Temperature control of the earth is also maintained by air. Students, we learned in previous class that for transmission of sound, certain medium is necessary. Air is useful as a medium for the transmission of sound. The density of air also changes due to change in its temperature. The clarity of sound depends upon the density of air. So this is all about the properties of air. Now we will move to the next natural resource, that is water. So we'll study the properties of water. Students, first can you tell me what are the states of the water? Right, solid, liquid and gases are three states of water. Water occurs in liquid state under ordinary conditions. It is fluid substance. Water does not have its own shape but has a volume. For this, we can feel the water in bottles of different shapes. We observe that water takes shape of that bottles. It can pass through small holes or seep through very small gaps or cracks. This also can be observed in at your houses during the rainy season, the seepage which are coming from the walls and ceilings. Students, keep one plastic bottle filled with water in freezer. Do not forget to mark the water level. After few hours, when you will check the bottle, you will find that water is changed into ice and also the level is increased. From this, we can infer that when water freezes into ice, it expands and its volume increases. Solid ice becomes lighter than the original liquid water and hence ice floats on water. You can also try one activity. Take a bucket of water, drop many different kinds of articles in it as shown in your textbook page number 20 figure and make list of floating and sinking objects. Next is density of water. The interrelationship between volume and mass of a substance. The space occupied by a substance is the volume, while the store of matter in a substance is its mass. So density is equals to mass upon volume. Mass is measured in grams and volume in cubic centimeter. Hence, density is equals to gram per cubic centimeter. So, the gram per cubic centimeter is the unit of the density. If the mass of a liter of water is 1 kilogram, then what is the density of water? Now, here we all know that 1 kg is equals to 1000 gram and 1 liter is equals to 1000 cubic centimeter. So the density will be 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Next is anomalous behavior of water. Anomalous means unusual behavior of water. Usually when the temperature of a substance is lowered, its density increases as the volume decreases. But water is an exception to this rule. Keep a glass full of water in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes. Then take it out and observe. You will find that water starts freezing from upper part. The density of water is peculiar. When water at normal temperature starts cooling, its density increases like that of most liquids. If its temperature falls below 4 degrees centigrade, its density starts decreasing. The density of water is maximum at 4 degree centigrade. If the temperature of water is lowered below 4 degrees centigrade, its density decreases and volume increases. Water expands when temperature falls below 4 degree centigrade. This is called the anomalous behavior of water. Next is dissolving. For this, take 2 glass water, add 4 to 5 spoonfuls of salt in one glass and stir it. In another glass, add potato, it will sink. Now take out that potato and put it in salt water. Potato will float due to the greater density of salty water. The substance that completely dissolves in liquid is called a soluble substance. For example, salt dissolves in water. Another example is sugar. Sugar also dissolves in water. Dissolving salt causes increases density of water. The process of dissolution takes place. The particles of salt sprayed in water and slowly become smaller and smaller and ultimately disappears. This is called dissolving. Here, solute means the substance that dissolves, that is salt or in another example sugar. Solvent, the substance in which the solute dissolves, that is water. Again, one more example we can tell. You can take the milk, that is also the liquid, and sugar dissolves in the milk. So solute is sugar and solvent is milk. Solution, what we get when the solute dissolves in the solvent. So we get salty water, that is a solution. Uses of water according to its properties. Water is useful for water transport due to its fluidity. Water falling down from a height is used to generate electricity with the help of generator. Water is a good coolant and is used in motor vehicles to control the temperature of the engine. Many substances are soluble in water. Water is universal solvent. Water is used as solvent in factories, laboratories, foodstuffs, and in various types of biological processes occurring in the body, such as digestion, excretion, etc. Water is useful for cleaning purposes, such as for bathing and washing clothes. So, students, today we studied the properties of air and water. Read the lesson thoroughly. Some are the new concepts. Underline the hard words. Mark important points. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.